Yeah.
What's up guys, so firstly an apology both for not putting a boring video of me working on camper vans up for at least a couple of weeks, and secondly to myself for not doing any work to the van. I do have a good excuse though. I spent last weekend in Belgium with my brother's stag do, so that was good fun. But yeah, I'm going to get back on it now. Let's get cracking. So I have absolutely no excuse for not having this engine done. It's pretty much ready to go. I've got all the bits for it, and it's down to sheer laziness really that I haven't got it done. Also, it doesn't exactly motivate me to come in the garage and work on it when it's such a mess. The problem with having a small garage is that you just don't have the space to organise things properly. There's junk all over the bench. The floor's all covered with stuff. That's the old engine, which I've got nowhere for it to go. Old gearbox, and then just other junk all down the side of the van. There's just no room to do anything. So I was thinking about building a lean-to onto the side of the garage. There's like an area down the side. I could store all my stuff out there. What do you guys think? Or shall I just try and get it tidy in here? Anyway, yeah, so enough complaining about the mess. Today's job, I'm probably not going to get much done to the actual engine, getting that ready to go in. I need someone to give me a hand lifting it down to the floor really, so I can slot it under the van, get it built up. So today, I'm going to get the drive shafts done. The drive shafts on the van, because it's been lowered, I've been rubbing on the bodywork, and yeah, they've put a big sort of half moon shape milled out of the actual chassis, and it just ripped all of the boot off the drive shaft. So I've got to put new boots on it, get them on the van. Then the only thing left to go on is the engine. So yeah, if I haven't got it done in a week's time, then it's down to sheer laziness. Let's do it. And these are the rubbers off of the CV joints. You can see that there's meant to be a big piece on the front there which has been completely rubbed away. That one's not quite as bad, but it is damaged and it ripped the clip off it. Got some new ones to put on. And I took the CV joint off. So I left it, that's the CV joint. I took it off last night. I've left it soaking in petrol. Do not try this at home. And yeah, it's packed with grease. You have to get all of that grease out before you can put it back together really and repack it. So that's my job for today. I'm going to get the CV joints back together. One of them's back on the van, did it last night. And then, hopefully, I'll be able to get that engine in and start getting it all set up, because it's going to be a fairly big job getting that running. I've got to set the carb and everything up on it at the timing, run the engine in. So, it's a bit of a pain in the ass really, to be honest with you, because I just want to drive it now, as I've mentioned before hundreds of times. So I'm going to crack into it today. Hopefully that'll be in there at the very latest by the end of tomorrow. If you've never done a CV joint before, then you're lucky. It's a horrible job. You've got to strip, that's the outer part there, that's the inner part, and there's all these ball bearings inside, and they're just absolutely caked in. It's the worst grease, and that's with being soaked overnight as well, to get all the petrol, soaked in petrol to get all of the grease off them. Yeah, nasty job. So that's everything all clean. So now I just got to reassemble it and put it on the end of the drive shaft. So what you see there, those worn areas, that's actually damage to the CV joints, and in normal cases I think people will probably recommend that is replaced. That's the worst one. The other bearing surfaces aren't as bad. But for me, the amount of miles that the van does every year, I just can't be bothered. I'm just going to wait until they actually fail. So that's the CV joint all rebuilt. So I just need to pack it with grease now. Doesn't feel too bad. Yep, put a new boot on the end, pack it with grease, stick that all together, and I can get it on the van. Hey guys, so time for an update on the van. I haven't really filmed much over the last few days. Stepping over some junk. Because I've been working really hard on it, I wanted to get it done. It's my brother's wedding in 2 weeks' time, so I need it for then, because we're actually camping at the wedding reception. So, the van now, you can't see in the dark, but it has an engine. It's all installed, it's got a little bit more work to do to it. I've got a few hoses and stuff to put on. But yeah, it should be ready to roll today, hopefully, providing everything goes well. There's a few variables. The second-hand carb, you know, it may not work. It may not hold oil. Let's find out. Right then, we're ready for the first start of the engine. I've got a fire extinguisher ready just in case. I've cranked the engine over last night to get oil pressure before we start it up. And then I've just opened the garage door for the first time in about 4 months. Found a wasp's nest. Thankfully that wasn't big and full of wasps, or else that would have been an interesting day. Probably a trip to A&E. Right, let's go. Right, moment of truth. Hey! It's running! Right, I drove it out the garage, but I'll give it a quick... I was going to try and run it for 20 minutes to try and bed the engine in, but tons of smoke started piling out the back of it, so I thought, I better just double check what that is. I think it's just the new exhaust, which is all covered in paint, but I don't think it's heatproof paint, so I think it's all going to burn off. Fingers crossed that's all it is.